Hello and yes, welcome to another video with me, Rockboy680. Now today I'm going to be going over my top 10 John Lennon albums. I've already done my top 25 for Paul McCartney, my top, was it 12 for George Harrison? I think so. No, it's 12 for Ringo. Might have been 10 for George as well. Albums. So I've done one for each of the four Beatles, well, I've done one for the other three, so now I'm going to finish it off, so I've done one for each of them. Now unfortunately John actually only put out seven albums while he was alive, and I thought that was an odd number, so I thought, yep, I'm going to include Milk and Honey because it is a proper John album. It takes it up to 8. I thought let's try and get it to 9, so I put in Menlove Avenue, and then I thought I need one more John album to put it up to 10. So I thought I'd put in Live Peace in Toronto. Even though it's a live album, it's still his first proper project after the Beatles. I'm not going to be including Two Virgins, Life with Lions or the Wedding album. And I'm not going to be including his other live album, Live in New York City. So yeah, Menlove Avenue, Milk and Honey, and Live Peace in Toronto are in this top 10 list. So anyway, other than that, we're just going to go over all of his other studio albums as well. And yeah, I hope a lot of you enjoy seeing my top 10 list. I'm sure some of you are going to disagree, but hopefully some of you will see where I'm coming from and agree. So anyway, coming in at number 10, this might not be too big of a surprise. It's Sometime in New York City. Also, just want to throw something out here. I've actually ordered some Blake sleeves, finally. I know, Joe, me, Mr. Mario, you're a big fan of these Blake sleeves with the resealable flap on the side. I've actually started getting them coming through now. So all these polythene ones, which you see in my videos, should be going. But they're cost quite a lot over here in the UK. They're £20 for 100, which is a bit ridiculous, I think. But anyway, I've got to pay that. So not all my records are going to go straight into them. I'm going to have to gradually get them. But anyway, this comes in at number 10 for a pretty good reason, really. It's only got one good song on, really. I mean, New York City is one of John's best songs going. It's such a nice rocker. Woman is the end of the world, you know, it's... I just don't have much to say about it. It's okay, and that's about the best I can say. John Sinclair is annoying. I liked it the first time I heard it, but now, no, I just can't listen to it. I just don't like it anymore. The other tracks which I don't mind are The Luck of the Irish and Sunday Bloody Sunday. I don't mind them. Actually, Luck of the Irish I'll say I like. So there's 2 tracks on here which I enjoy. What other ones we got? There's a Yoko one on here which I actually don't mind, and I don't like Yoko. Born in a Prison, I don't mind that one. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of John splitting his albums with Yoko because Yoko, she's not a singer. She can't sing. I know some of you out there do like her, but she can't sing. Anyway, so there we go. Coming in at number 9 is going to be Live Peace in Toronto. This one's coming in quite far back. This is a good live album. It's a solid live album. John sings really well on here. But it's really covers. I mean, Blue Suede Shoes, Elvis Presley, Money, Dizzy Miss Lizzie. So yeah, all covers. And then we got Yeah Blues, which is brilliant. Cold Turkey, which is brilliant. And Give Peace a Chance, which is good. I really love the studio version of Give Peace a Chance, but the live track's a bit weak, I find. It's good, but not as good as Yeah Blues or Cold Turkey. And then on the B-side we got Don't Worry Yoko, which is awful. Anyway, but the thing which really makes this live album special, obviously it's a John Lennon album, and John Lennon, in my mind, is the boss. He's the king. Screw Elvis, we got John. Who cares about him? Anyway, so, you know, John is top dog in my books. And then, of course, we've got Eric Clapton, who is amazing. And we've got Klaus Voormann, who I'm a big fan of as well. Klaus Voormann's 2012 album actually was really good. He had an appearance from Paul McCartney on it, which was really cool. So yeah, this album is really good. It's a really good live album. Next up is going to be John Lennon Rock and Roll. Rock and Roll is a good album. I think a lot of people are too harsh on this. All of the covers on here I think are really good. There's not a single song on here I really dislike. I'll admit it, I get bored with some tracks on here. Some tracks on here are a bit boring because they're covers. And, you know, when you cover a song, it takes a lot to pull it off. And John does a brilliant job, I think, because the majority of the tracks on here, let's say three quarters of the tracks on here, are great. I think people are a bit too harsh on this album, and it's a good listen, I think. It's a good listen. Next up is going to be Milk and Honey. Now, I love all of John's tracks on here, apart from Forgive Me My Little Flower. I like it. You know, it's a good song, but I don't love it. Whereas with all the other tracks on here, I really adore them. They're great. I mean, I'm Stepping Out, I Don't Want to Face It, Nobody Told Me, Borrowed Time, and Grow Old With Me. All fantastic songs. Unfortunately, the other half is Yoko. Now, when you're ranking John's albums, you actually have to look at these Yoko songs because they're part of the album. I don't mind some of Yoko's stuff on Double Fantasy, which we'll get to. But on this album, no. No, that's all I have to say. Not for me. Next album up is going to be Menlove Avenue. This is new to me, this album, actually. I've had it for... what day is it? It's Tuesday. I've had it 2 days. But I have heard it a couple of times on the internet. So it's not like, you know, I've never heard it before them 2 days ago. So let's do the second side first, actually, which is all early takes from the Walls and Bridges album, which is a great album. And these early takes are phenomenal. They're brilliant, I think. Almost as good as the originals. If not, a couple of them probably are better than the actual finished version. Side 1, some unreleased Lennon tracks are great, you know. I mean, Here We Go Again is fantastic. Rock and Roll People is great. And To Know Her Is To Love Her is also great. This is a really good album, a really solid album. And I'm surprised it's taken me so long to get it, you know. Great album, it's really worth a listen, and I love the artwork on it. Out of all the albums so far, what ones have we had? Yeah, this is definitely the best album cover. Probably my favourite Lennon album cover going, to be honest. Look at it, it's great, and I love the back one as well. Fantastic. Okay, then we're going to get, here it comes, it's Double Fantasy. The reason this one got in front of Menlove Avenue is because all of John's songs on here are 10 out of 10. And even I'm not a Yoko fan, I've already said that in this video. But even a couple of her songs I can put up with. It's a phenomenal album. I mean, you know, just like Starting Over, Clean Up Time, I'm Losing You, Beautiful Boy, Darling Boy, Watching the Wheels, Dear Yoko, and Woman are fantastic. 10 out of 10 songs each. All of them are 10 out of 10 each. So for John's half of the record, if I do review this, because I'll probably only do John's songs, I'm kind of ruining the review, but 10 out of 10 definitely. And Yoko's stuff, what have we got? Every Man Who Has a Woman Who Loves Him. You know, obviously I'm going to say I prefer the John version from the album which he put out. Well, he didn't put it out, but it has his version on this one. What else we got? We've got I'm Your Angel. That's my favourite Yoko song. I'm Your Angel, my favourite Yoko song. And I really enjoy it. Only Yoko song which I really enjoy. And then we've got Kiss Kiss Kiss, which is okay, and Hard Times Are Over, which is okay. But yeah, I mean, really good album. And then, okay, so that's number 5. These top 4 John Lennon albums are all brilliant. Mind Games. Definitely his most chilled out, most relaxed album. And, you know, there's so many good tracks on here. The lyrics are phenomenal. They're so touching, the lyrics, and you can really... If you just had all John's songs on your phone, for example, just pretend you got all his songs right there on your phone, you had them on shuffle, and a song come on from this album, you definitely go, this is from the period where he was split up from Yoko, weren't it? Or, you know, he was writing these at that time, weren't he? And you'd go, yes. because you know the lyrics here are so great. It's such a chilled album, which is a bit of a downfall, I guess, because if it had a bit more going on, I think I'd put this above Walls and Bridges. But it's got some brilliant stuff on. Unbelievable album. So yeah, next up is going to be Walls and Bridges, which is a nice rocking album. Lennon getting back in the studio after recording the rock and roll stuff, which, you know, covers, you know, they're never going to be amazing. And yeah, I mean, some absolutely fantastic stuff on this album. What we got? We got, what side? Let's do side one. Whatever Gets You Through the Night, which is a duet with Elton John, which is great. Old Dirty Road, What You Got, Dream, Steel and Glass, and Nobody Loves You, When You're Down and Out. All brilliant stuff, and I love the cover as well. Great artwork on it. Some pictures which he drew when he was a boy. So top two. So coming in at number 2 is going to be Imagine. Just this goes down in history as one of the greatest albums of all time. I mean, you check the Rolling Stone magazine top 500 albums, and I think it's there quite, you know, high up. You know, it's in the 30s. I think I could be wrong, but yeah, the album went straight to number 1. When people think of John Lennon albums, most people go to this one, not the one which I placed at number 1. But yeah, this is most people's favourites. It's a solid album, really good, and I really love the drama that's going on this album between him and McCartney, because McCartney put too many people on Ram, and John responds here with How Do You Sleep, and then of course Paul comes back with Dear Friend, and I really like that, bouncing off each other, even though at the time they, well, really hate each other's guts, I presume, but I really like that showing in the albums. It's good. It's an enjoyable album. So yes, coming in at number 1 is going to be John Lennon's Plastic Ono Band. Now the reason this is here is because the tracks are phenomenal. Don't actually have the track listing on the back, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my CD here. I'm just going to, of course I know all the tracks on it, but I'm just going to refresh myself with the 1 or 2 which have escaped my mind. So, you know, we get Mother, which opens it, which is brilliant, written for his mum. Hold On, another great one. I Found Out is one of my favourite Lennon songs. Absolutely fantastic. And I also want to skip on to the ending track, or the last track on here, or the last proper track, God. God is one of my favourite Lennon songs. It is so good. I really love the balls he has here to put this track out, because a lot of musicians would go, how can you do that? Why would, you know, do you want to be hated? But Lennon's like, I don't care. Yeah, it's me. And what do you expect? And I really love the balls he has for doing that. I mean, it's great. Yeah, it took a lot of courage to put that song out. You know, Love, brilliant. Isolation, amazing. Look at Me, great. Well, well, well. Absolutely breathtaking. And of course it finishes up with My Mum Is Dead. Just come over really dark all of a sudden. Got loads of black clouds outside. So I had to stick the light on, and I hate it when I have to stick the light on because the lighting in this room is awful. But anyway, so yeah, my number 1 Lennon album is going to be Plastic Ono Band. I'm sure a lot of people would put Imagine first, but anyway, there we go. Hope you enjoyed my list. So yeah, my blank sleeves should hopefully arrive tomorrow. These sleeves, where they're in like that, and you get a resealable flap. £20 for 100, and I've got 350 records here, so I need to buy 3 lots of them. And you know, I'm going to buy them slowly over time, I think. But yeah, I mean, I should be doing another discussion video, which I don't do very often. I've only done 3, so they're very rare that I do discussion videos. So make sure you come along and tune into that, where I'm going to be comparing the Blake sleeves to the polythene ones, which I think is a really interesting conversation here in the vinyl community, because I've heard a lot about it in the past, you know, which one should I get, which one's better, which one's more, you know, reliable, which one's better for durability, all that stuff, you know. So hopefully tomorrow they'll arrive. They are coming from Amazon. They're usually very quick with the postage, which is great. So hopefully should be doing another video tomorrow, another discussion video, which, as I said, don't happen very often. So anyway, make sure you tune in for that. Anyway, let me know what you thought of my list. I hope you liked it. I hope someone disagreed, because I love hearing where people would put these albums. It's very interesting. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave a message. Thank you very much for watching. So, you know, it's really hard to describe, actually. When I feel that this album is really there for a lot of people. I'm kind of fucking this up, aren't I?